Hello, welcome everyone. So we're now going to have a guidance on how to move from the personal mode to the impersonal mode. The impersonal mode being our awakened state. And Zola will be volunteering for this guidance. Okay, let's begin, Zola. And Cheryl and Camilla, you can join along, right, as usual. Yeah. You can close your eyes. And Cheryl and Camilla, though you've heard this guidance before, you can just approach this with newness, with no fixed ideas. Zola, becoming aware of the space behind your eyes. Very gently, just noticing. And feel the aliveness, the presence, the open spaciousness of your true self. This is your truth, the eternal truth, the unchanging truth. And this was your truth before the birth of the body, before the identity Zola, in the good times, in the difficult times, at all times, eternally, this is what you are. Because you're not in time. Before Abraham was, I am. So this is your identity, eternally present. Just imagine that you are 1 year or 2 years old. You're just sitting. Your eyes are closed. You are feeling the same presence which never changes. And when that little girl opened her eyes, she saw that the open spaciousness was filled with shapes and colors, sounds, tastes, sensations. But that little girl didn't have any idea about separation, division, labels, discrimination as good or bad. When she opened her eyes and looked around, she saw the isness of the now. Nothing was divided. There was no second presence, only the one presence appearing as what we call the world, what she later learned to call the world. And then the impersonal presence that you are, this infinite presence, was soon introduced to a name. As that little girl, you were this presence, and you have always been. But this infinite presence was suddenly encountered with a name. Everybody was repeating the name and talking to the body. And somehow the impression was created that you, the infinite presence, are confined to the body. You are only the body. And then other labels were introduced. This is a table. This is a orange. This is the floor. This is your toy. And then that oneness, which was so beautifully present, gets divided into objects with a particular name. And still you felt, and then you started taking the name Zola. Zola. An impression was created, but still the feeling that I am a separate entity may not have been formed. And then you said, Zola is thirsty. And then somebody corrected. You should not say that. You should say, I am thirsty. So, like that, with time, the I am the body idea is ingrained or implanted in infinite consciousness that you are. But an idea doesn't change who you are or what you are. An idea is an idea. The idea can alter our experience. So when we are confined to the body, the infinite presence is very limited. So that idea creates experiences which are good and bad. But the truth does not change. That's why there is saying, know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Coming to this here and now, you are the same presence. Notice that you are an effortless, impersonal being. Personalization was an added habit, added condition, and you can right now live this here and now in the impersonal mode. So first noticing that you are an effortless being. There is no effort needed to hear this voice. Totally effortless. There's no effort needed to feel the sensation of the weight of the body. Know that all experiences are happening effortlessly and they're happening inside your open, spacious awareness. So we are going back to a very raw way of experiencing life without all the added conditioning. And the conditioning also made an impression that life is happening to a body-mind Zola. But actually, it is seen that life is happening by itself. And we will discover that through this guidance. So what I'll do, Zola, is first I will explain my experience. And then you can talk about yours. Okay, you can open your eyes. And since the idea that the body-mind is experiencing life was created in time, we started feeling, I am experiencing life, I am seeing something, and that we're going to change that language a little. Okay, so I'm going to begin describing my here and now experience with the term, there is an awareness of. Okay, so right now, there is an awareness of light. And everything that I see in the visual perception, I'm going to say colors and shapes, just so that we don't go into the details and the personalization. And all sounds, whether it's my voice, so-called my voice or Zola's voice or Cheryl's voice, are all sounds. The sound of the bird outside is also a sound. A sound which may be like a car honking is also a sound. So there is an awareness of sounds, right? So all visual perception, shapes and colors, every sound is not labeled, not differentiated, and just said sounds. All sensations, whether it's this sensation or this, or the weight of the body, are termed as sensations, right? So just begin the sentence with just notice your environment now. First, can you notice the effortless nature of the noun?
Yes.
Okay, now can you describe, like the way I said, there is an awareness of?
There is an awareness of light
Yeah.
filtering. There is an awareness of colors.
Okay.
There is an awareness of sounds, bird sounds.
Okay.
There is an awareness of sensations.
Okay.
Is warm. There is
What
an
about,
awareness.
sorry, go on.
There is an awareness of very, very light and distant sounds,
Okay.
like a tingling kind of
Okay.
sound.
And if there is thought coming, Zola, just say that as there is an awareness of thought.
Mm.
Okay, it is not your thought, just like everything else that you are perceiving. It's an arising in consciousness, a wave in the ocean. And we don't have to differentiate the waves. We are not differentiating waves anymore. It's all the ocean. So we don't have to carry that burden of differentiating all the time. You understand? Yeah. So just go, what we call more internal or closer. Just look at that realm of thoughts and emotions and impersonalize them also. See what's happening within, so called within, which is all within.
Mm.
Take a moment.
There is an awareness of a feeling of pressure in my chest.
Okay. Yeah. Can you just stay with that for a minute? Just noticing that. We're not adding any meaning to that. Just it's also a wave in the ocean, a movement in infinite consciousness made of consciousness. Making no particular attempt, Zola, to do anything about it. Continue with the understanding there is an awareness of a pressure in the chest. Is it okay, Zola? It's not too uncomfortable, right?
Yeah. It's very
Okay.
dull.
Okay. What else is there? What about silence, peace, anything like that? Can you check?
Yes, there's an awareness of a deep silence.
Mm. Can you see, Zola, that this now is happening spontaneously, effortlessly for itself, not for an entity called Zola?
Yes.
Yes. So it seems like life is moving through a particular body mind, more like a reference, more to speak, more to interact, but the personal that the body mind does not have any personal responsibility or and there is a realization that life is not happening to a body mind when the body mind uh, is not created as a center as a reference point. We see that there is no particular center. Just for functional purposes, this seems to be the face for this world, and your face is the world for your world. But as such, everything in my experience is the same. Everything in your experience is the same. It's all divine.
Yes, it feels like it's like moving and just moving from front to back and just the body is just there, you know? The body is here.
The body is here, exactly. Yeah. This is, waking up from the personal mode to the impersonal mode. Zola, the personal mode was added on to us when we were little, and now we don't want to live that kind of finite, limited life anymore. And then is it seen clearly that you are all of your experience and all experience is just happening? What else, Zola? Do you want to share anything? How does it feel to be like this? Which is really your very natural way of being.
Feels very still, very calm, just very here.
Yes, wonderful. That's wonderful, Zola. And can you see the simplicity of it? I mean, just that one assumption can make such a big difference, right?
Yeah, it's very simple. There's no sense of complication or
Yeah,
complexity. It's just
yeah.
simple.
And you are that effortless impersonal being now. So the idea of the seeker who has to maybe practice a little more or do more things to get that enlightened state, that doesn't have to be followed anymore. When emotions arise, there is a awareness that there is an emotion arising right now, and whatever approach we have of healing it, we continue with that. That is fine. But you're not going to become the impersonal being because you cannot be anything other than that. So the idea of seeking effort, time, and maybe even the idea that it has to be like a very like a enlightenment is an event that happens in time and then I'm done. right? All those ideas we have sometimes because of reading books, all of that can be released. We don't need that anymore. I am the impersonal, effortless being. The now is unfolding effortlessly. I don't have to do anything. And all we do is just follow the intuition. When the body has to move, do something, it will move. So that life can flow like that from the wholeness of your being rather than a subject object model where I am looking out into this world and I need to be careful and planning will happen, working will happen, but everything has a different energy of
Mm.
silence, stillness, flow. We'll just take a moment. Just a minute more, we'll rest in this effortless being. If thoughts are arising, just noticing that there's an awareness of thought, not making it into a problem. When there's awareness of stillness, there's awareness of stillness, not grasping for it, not wanting to make it stay, or if there's a thought of practice, just noticing it's just another thought. You don't have to practice to be who you are. And sometimes thought will come with a kind of an invitation to engage. And that is very, very natural. Without any kind of blame, noticing that there's an effortless awareness of a thought wanting to pull attention and pull you. Maybe, when you go take your attention there, you go back into a personal mode, experience yourself as a personal mode, in a personal mode. And that's also a part of the process. There's an awareness that the personal mode has kicked in. The moment you're aware of that, you're back in the impersonal. So none of the waves are really a problem till we say it's a problem. The ocean is the same. The waves are the ocean. So, like that, everything is an arising in awareness. Nothing is a problem. You can simply notice it, that it's just another arising. The personal mode is needed when we have to function, when we have to do certain work, but it's not needed all the time. Knowing that you have this choice is power. Like when you're sitting alone in your room, Why would you need the personal mode? You can just sit as effortless being. When you go to work, maybe you need the personal mode. You need the personal mode so that it can be activated. And it happens very naturally. There's no need to, there's no process for that. And even when the personal mode is there, as we gain more and more under awareness that you are the impersonal being, even when the personal mode is functioning, there will be an awareness of the impersonal mode. Noticing that there's effortless awareness of silence. You are the impersonal, effortless being here and now. Everything is happening effortlessly, spontaneously. You are a silent being. Omnipresent, omnipotent, and omniscient. You don't need thought to live your life. This moment is unfolding effortlessly. Okay, Zola, when you're ready, you can open your eyes. How do you feel?
Really good. Very light. I'm noticing a little bit of tension in the
Okay.
body, but it's okay. It
Yeah.
can be
Yes. Wonderful, Zola.